Yes, guys, it seems like every year in fantasy football, random running backs come out of nowhere. Maybe it's an injury to the starter or they steal the job completely, right? And they just win fantasy football leagues. I'm talking guys like James Robinson. I remember where I was when I got the first notification that James Robinson was dominating training camp. And so I picked him up and I won my league that year, right? It's funny how it works. Sometimes it's all it takes. Kyron Williams, another guy, over Cam Akers a couple years ago. And of course, last year, Bucky Irving. So I'm going to give you 6 names for Fantasy Football 2025. That is the year we're in. I'm going to give you 6 names this year who I think have a chance to be the next great waiver wire hero at the running back position, okay? So let's get into it. The first name is Keaton Mitchell. So where do I even start? So Mitchell tore his ACL, maybe the end of 2023 or 2024, I forget what it was. Long story short, he missed the 2024 season. In 2023, only De'Von Achane scored more fantasy points per touch than Mitchell. So if we look at fantasy points per touch, okay, from 2023 at the RB position, De'Von Achane 1.4, he was insane. Second was Keaton Mitchell, guys, 2023 running back fantasy points per touch, 1.25 for Keaton Mitchell. That's more than McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Kyron Williams that year, all these guys. Bijan Robinson, okay? Second most among all running backs. And then he played the first preseason game this year. I don't know if you guys remember it. Dominated on limited work. I mean, scored like a 30-yard touchdown, looked really good. The reason this matters, okay? And by the way, he plays for the Ravens. The reason this matters is because the Ravens running back 2 job is actually pretty valuable. We saw Justice Hill last year get about 3 targets per game, 40% of the snaps, and, on average, and they were not behind in many games. Now, they probably won't be behind in many games this year, okay? But if they are, that role is like RB2 worthy in games where they're trailing or in games where it's 50 points to 50 points, right? If they're playing the Bengals. It's a very valuable role. Obviously, Derrick Henry has the RB1 role locked up, but the primary handcuff is Keaton Mitchell, and I believe he has standalone value. And this all matters, or this all hinges on if he beats out Justice Hill for that RB2 role, but it looks that way right now. He's a little banged up, Keaton Mitchell, but when he's healthy, okay, starts the season fully healthy, he could be a guy who comes out of nowhere and is a league winner. And again, I'm just going to say it, Derrick Henry is another year older with another couple hundred touches under his belt. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, number 2, and I wrote this on August 20th. In the last 5 days, it's August 25th now. In the last 5 days, we've seen this one really come to fruition, and it is Ollie Gordon II. So De'Von Achane is already injured, guys. He's going to miss a week or 2 from when I wrote this. So in about a week or so, he should be back. He's expected to be back for week 1. Even if he's fully healthy, quote, for week 1, it's not good that he's already injured. I mean, we've yet to play a game here, okay? In week 2, when both Gordon and Jalen Wright played, same game environment, Gordon had 18 rushes for 88 yards and a touchdown. Wright had 13 rushes for 19 yards and obviously no touchdown. So in that game, it was preseason week 3 technically, but the second game they played, Gordon just completely outshined Jalen Wright, okay? And then the game, I guess it was yesterday or this past weekend, the final week of preseason, Wright didn't play because he's hurt now. And Gordon had 5.4 yards per carry, looked awesome, played every single snap with the starters. Ollie Gordon, best running back in college football 2 years ago, won the Doak Walker Award. Like, he is a must roster. He should honestly be going in the 10th, 11th round, no later. Like in Charbonnet range, Braylon Allen range. And he's not. He's undrafted in a lot of leagues. You got to get on the Ollie Gordon train. Okay, third guy on the list is Dameon Pierce. So it's likely that Joe Mixon, shocker, is not going to be ready for week 1. He has yet to play football in like the last month. He's still injured. Nick Chubb rested with the starters in preseason, but that was Dameon Pierce's first chance to showcase what he's got after coming back from injury. So that was his first chance to play. So he played. I don't necessarily think that means that Nick Chubb is locked in as the primary starter, 80% of the work. I think Pierce just played because he didn't have a chance to play before that. He's finally healthy now. I think it'll be like a 50-50 split, Pierce and Chubb. And who knows how long Chubb will, stay healthy. But right now, yeah, I do think Nick Chubb probably takes that first carry at running back in week 1. I think Pierce makes his way into that rotation. So both of those guys are valuable. Pierce is going later in drafts. You got to be all over him. Like I said, Nick Chubb is 29 years old. Daria Gumbawale might get cut, 31 years old. Woody Marks is a good, talented rookie, but specializes in pass catching. All right, so we'll see. I do think Pierce is a pretty interesting name late in drafts. My personal favorite on the list, and I should just preface this with saying, like I said, it's Monday morning, very early in the morning right now, on the 25th of August. In the next day or two, there's going to be a ton of roster cuts. A lot of these running back rooms are going to shake up, so if anything I say is maybe a little outdated, just double check it, right? If you go to pick these guys up or draft them, just read their little news blurb. There will be some news, if it's about them indirectly or not, on Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, all that stuff. But these are just the names you got to be knowing, the situations to monitor, okay? Kyle Monangai for the Bears. Now, whoever wins this Bears running back 2 job, right now it's between Monangai, Roschon Johnson, I guess Britton Brown, but he's really just brought in just for preseason. Ian Wheeler, I think, is another name. There's a bunch of names, all right? Whoever wins that job, whoever is truly the second running back to get carries in week 1 is going to be fantasy football relevant. Ben Johnson's offense, guys, per game. Last year, Montgomery had 16 opportunities per game. Gibbs had 19. So that's 35 backfield chances each week. Now, if DeAndre Swift is getting 35 backfield chances each week, I mean, top 5, floor, like, it's just not happening. So whoever is going to be getting these other opportunities in addition to Swift, if it's one guy, we'll see. And Ben Johnson has been quoted on saying he's a guy we're going to be able to trust this fall in regards to Monangai. I'm kind of expecting Roschon Johnson to be cut, honestly. And Monangai to take that second RB work. So let's see. But he is a deep sleeper, a guy I'm very interested in. Looked really good in preseason. And kind of just reminds me of like a scenario where it could be 2022 Jamal Williams, who just went crazy for the Lions there. Seemed like he was scoring a touchdown in every game because he was. Okay. Next name on the list, guys, is Sean Tucker. So Rashad White, at the time of writing this 5 days ago, was not practicing yet, I don't believe. I think he might be back or is looking good for week 1. With that being said, Sean Tucker is just levels better than him. Irving and Tucker are by far the 2 best running backs on this team. Tucker had 1 game with 30% plus snaps. That's not even a third, okay? But he had 1 game. All of his other games were like 10%, if that, 5%, or not even playing. In that game, he had 14 rushes for 136 yards and a touchdown, 3 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown, 34 fantasy points, and it was in week 6 last year. I believe he was the RB1 on the week. So he has proven he can do it. He's looked good in preseason, just kind of building off that monster performance last year. So if Sean Tucker gets any chances, 8+ opportunities a game, he will be valuable. He's going undrafted right now. And everyone's favorite, all right, Jacory Croskey-Merritt. Now, Brian Robinson has been traded to the 49ers. He is the primary Christian McCaffrey handcuff. Round 8, 9, 10, right? Like in that Charbonnet range. That's where you want to be getting B-Rob. Only if you're a Christian McCaffrey owner. So Bill, JCM, Jacory Croskey-Merritt goes by Bill. He is just going to take, in my opinion, Brian Robinson's workload alongside Austin Eckler. There were some talks that it might be Chris Rodriguez or Jacory Croskey-Merritt and Jacory Croskey-Merritt. I think it's just going to be Bill. In the final preseason game, Bill rested with Eckler, okay? Meanwhile, Chris Rodriguez was taking snaps. So Bill really here is just kind of replacing Brian Robinson as a top 30 running back, a high-end RB3, low-end RB2. In good matchups, will get the work, has looked very good, honestly. So a fine RB2 flex, okay? And he's going late in drafts. And right now, I'm fine bumping him up to round 6, round 7, round 8. Like, that's where we want to be taking him, exactly where Brian Robinson was going. Before we end the video, there are a couple other names that I like to talk about here. Jarquez Hunter and Blake Corum. We got to monitor that kind of Kyron Williams handcuff competition. That's what's going on there. Right now, it looks like Hunter is winning that battle. If he does, and Kyron misses time, or if Hunter forces a 50-50 split, there's going to be value there. for sure for the Rams backfield. Similarly with Alvin Kamara, between Kendre Miller and Devin Neal, both have looked good in preseason. Seems like it's Kendre Miller as the RB2. If you own Kamara, you must own Miller. If you own Kyren Williams, you must own Hunter. And you got to monitor if Corum or Neal sneak into that role. You have to monitor it. A sneaky name that I had on here was Izzy Abanikanda, but I actually don't agree with that one anymore, so we will move on. Chris Rodriguez, we just talked a little bit about him. He has also been downgraded, so Izzy and Chris Rodriguez I'm not really too in on anymore. Again, I wrote this 5 days ago. Elijah Mitchell for the Chiefs. Since writing this, we've seen Brashard Smith kind of leapfrog Elijah Mitchell. So Brashard Smith should be on this list. He's the rookie on the Chiefs. And he played, a couple snaps with the starters, actually, in their most recent preseason game, their final game. Saw 2 very deep targets. So Brashard Smith is a guy to watch. Jordan James, again, this was before the Brian Robinson trade, so that is not relevant anymore. Brian Robinson is the guy to own. But a guy, the final name we'll talk about, Taj Brooks in Cincinnati. Behind Chase Brown, okay, it is Samaje Perine and Taj Brooks, the rookie. I think Brooks is a very good handcuff, guys, because Samaje Perine, he does what he does. He's like a discount Austin Eckler. Like, you're never going to hand Samaje Perine 20 carries a game, all right, and give him 24 chances a game. It's never happening. Taj Brooks, though, the rookie, maybe, on the ground, if something were to happen to Chase Brown, he steps into that role, he would probably be very good for fantasy. And remember that Chase Brown did get a little banged up at the end of last season, okay? We've never seen Chase Brown do 17 games as a workhorse running back. Doesn't mean he can't do it, just he hasn't had the chance to do it yet. So we shall see. I think Brooks is actually the handcuff for Chase Brown. If you own Chase Brown as like your RB1, your RB2 is a little shakier, right? You should be rostering Taj Brooks, but hope those names, guys, make it into your queue for your drafts. If you're watching this, head over to your waivers, see if they're available, see if there's some players you can drop for these names. If you have questions on who to drop, who to pick up, join the Discord, guys. Link in the bio. I will answer them directly almost immediately. I answer every single question for my Discord subs. So hope you guys enjoyed today. Good luck out there. Peace.